What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin with another comic review for you guys today. Today I'm reviewing the Silver Age Green Lantern Volume 1, which collects issues 22 through 24 of Showcase, and Green Lantern issues 1 through 9. These comics first were printed through 1959 through 1961. This collection normally goes for 25 US, 34 Canadian. I paid $5 for it at the comic book store, which thank God I did, because I was gonna buy this at my local comic book shop, but he was selling it for like $50, so I saved like a lot of money. So yeah, this is written by John Broome, and featuring art by Gil Kane, Mike Sikorsky, Ross Andrew, Carmine Infantino, and Joe Gisela. So I'm not going to review every issue in this comic book, but yeah, it starts off with the normal origin story that most people know of, right? The one thing that is a little different is that they did some retconning, because Abin Sur just tells Hal Jordan that he's just part of a group of intergalactic space patrolmen, right? He doesn't tell them about the Guardians or the fact that they're the Green Lantern Corps. It's not till later where, here it's Abin Sur tells him about the power battery, and Hal Jordan's like, oh, it looks like a Green Lantern, right? Yes, in your words, a Green Lantern, but actually it is a battery power given only to a selected space patrolman in the supergalactic system to be used as a weapon against forces of evil and injustice. What the fuck is this? I guess someone spilled their ink, right? But yeah, here you get told that he died because he flew too close to the Van Allen belt, which is the radiation barrier around the Earth, right? And he crash lands on Earth. What he was doing, flying so close to the Earth, he doesn't say. Especially, he doesn't even say why he was flying a spacecraft when Green Lanterns can just use their power ring. So he tells him that the power ring can do everything except has mastery over everything except yellow, because of impurity, a yellow impurity in the battery. If removed, the power battery is useless. So it's a necessary component, right? It's not like how it is with Jeff Johns' run, or somebody's run, where it's because the yellow is the color of fear. It's just natural impurity. So yeah, the stories usually are about Green Lantern fighting criminals or monsters, and usually he gets impeded by a yellow object or a yellow monster, right? Like here, you see a criminal throws a yellow lamp at Green Lantern. He tries to block it with his air shield, and it goes right past it and knocks him down. Or when he the criminals are escaping and they have a yellow car and he's powerless against it, right? So most of the stories is standalone issues where Green Lantern has to fight criminals or monsters, and at the same time is trying to get dates with his lady boss, Carol Ferris, who is the daughter of the owner, who once Green Lantern shows up, his boss, they were dating, but her dad went on vacation and left the company to her, and that because of that she doesn't want to date anybody, right? Which she changes, she doesn't want to date employees, right? But then she sees Green Lantern and madly falls in love with him, right? Right. So yeah, Well, what's cool about this series is at first, like, they keep the Guardians a mystery to the point where, like, you know, Green in the first issue of Green Lantern, right? Uh, the Guardians summon a manifestation of Hal Jordan's psyche to ask him, to question him, right? So here you see, it's like a manifestation of Hal Jordan. It's not the actual Hal Jordan. And they question him on how he became, like, you know, a Green Lantern, right? And then immediately after the meeting's over, they erase every memory of the you know, the of the meeting, right? It's not until later where it's not until later that, you know, when Hal Jordan meets Toma Ray, that, you know, that he finds out about the Guardians, right? Other, like, most of the stories are standalone, but one recurring villain is the the Thunderers from Q-Art, which are, you might recognize them from Crisis on Infinite Earths as the minions of the Antimatter. Here it's like, they're from like an antimatter universe where pretty much everybody is evil, right? Or most people are. But like a group of Kuardians find out about Earth and want to go to Earth to like live a peaceful life, right? So one of them meets Green Lantern and wants to help him, right? But he's being but like Thunderers are sent to kill him, right? And the Thunderers' lightning bolts are yellow, so Green Lantern's power ring is useless against them. And they're also they're so powerful that anything they touch like ceases to exist. So like you see, like there's holes through the buildings where they tried to kill the Guardian, right? Yeah, so that was a cool story. You also have Green Lantern gets a sidekick in his Eskimo mechanic that he calls Pie Face, which his name is actually, I think, Jonathan Kumoka or something, right? And there's some funny issues with him, right? It's not till like the end of the book where they introduce Sinestro. Also, Hector Hammond from the Green Lantern movie is in the book as well. And here you see, like, you know, battle of green power rings, because through circumstance, like, how Jordan created a copy of his power ring, and how Hector Hammond got a hold of it, right? And you see, like, you know, he turns Pie Face, who was masquerading as, you know, Hal Jordan, because, you know, Hal Jordan needed a decoy. He gets kidnapped by Hector Hammond and turned into a monkey. That's one of the things about the book that's different from modern Green Lantern comics. Green Lantern, like, power ring, can pretty much do everything in this book, right? To the point where it can do telepathy, it can like turn people into monkeys and animals, right? Like, he even at one point in the book, like, Green Lantern uses it to shrink himself like the Atom, right? But yeah, like, here you find out, you get like, it's not until like the later issues that you get Sinestro's origin story, and it turns out he was working with the Guardians, which there's some continuity issues in the book where they changed the appearance of the Guardians, right? And that's not the only you know, issue, right? There's also a story here where, like, Green Lantern gets kidnapped by people from the future and is given a false identity because they need his help to fight these race of reptiles that came from the Earth that are trying to kill everybody, right? To take over the Earth. and how they're defeating like the people is because they have like laser eyes that shrink. That it turns out shrinks people into subatomic atoms, right? So like yeah, here you see Green Lantern using his power ring to shrink like the atom. Doesn't this remind you of a certain MCU film, right? Yeah. Here also at here you have an issue where Sinestro forges a yellow power ring that 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 can only get power by sucking like energy from Green Lantern's power ring, which he was doing for a week, right? So like he immobilizes Green Lantern and like sucks his power ring and uses his power ring to transform himself into Green Lantern to uh, to infiltrate the Green Lantern meeting so he can go so he can like imprison them on the planet so he can go and kill the Guardians, right? And that's the last issue is like a story where they introduce Hal Jordan's brothers, and this reporter thinks that Hal's youngest brother, Jim, is actually Green Lantern. There's a point where she tries to kill her. She jumps off a building to like force Jim Jordan to reveal that he's Green Lantern. At the same time, Green Lantern is in town because he's trying to help his brother win an election, right? And like he saves her. Right? Yeah, there's okay. So let's just do a recap on what I thought about the book and my likes and dislikes. I really liked. You get some wacky, not just crime-fighting stories, but also space adventure stories where Hal Jordan has to go to planets, save aliens from giant monsters and whatnot, right? And wacky villains like the Puppeteer, um, this fish monster, right? This robot that was created by the Guardians that that actually sacrificed himself for Hal Jordan. Right? He was created to destroy Hal Jordan, but end up like not seeing that like humans are good and his masters are evil, right? So yeah, there's really cool standalone wacky like sci-fi adventure, some cool like crime fighting stories. I really like the stories with Carol Ferris where like and the romance going on, and they really show how ditzy she is because there's like points in the book where she like somebody cool comes along and she goes for them until it's revealed that they're like either criminals or like there's a point where like bandits like masquerade as Hal Jordan to rob rich people at a party, and then at one point like the guy masquerading as Green Lantern's mask comes off, and she thinks it's the real Green Lantern. So when she sees how like ugly he is, she suddenly like loses interest in. So like yeah, there's funny stories like that here. My only problems with the book is like there's some continuity issues. Like there's a point where like Hal Jordan, like says like has exclamations like by the Guardians, like like what's going on, like stuff like that. When at that point in the series, Hal Jordan did not have any cognitive memory of the Guardians because that meeting was only through like an astral projection created by the Guardians, right? It wasn't actually Hal Jordan that met him, so they actually fixed that later on, right? But yeah, there was some continuity issues. There was problems with the inking, right? And there was also problems with like with the art here and there. But overall, I like this book. It's a fun. If you like fun, like adventure comics, this is a really good and it's very wholesome too. Like you don't really get like wholesome comics nowadays, right? Yeah, it's wholesome and fun comics. So I'm giving it like a 7 out of 10. If you like, you know, Silver Age comics, I think you'll enjoy this, right? Yeah, so that's it for this review, guys. Peace. My next couple reviews are going to be all Christmas related reviews. Like my next review, I don't have the book here, is going to be Deadpool Dead Head Redemption, which has a story called Merry Freaking Christmas, where Deadpool teams up with Santa Claus, right? Other Christmas stories we're going to review is Guardians of the Galaxy, Best Story Ever, which has a Christmas story. Tick's Giant Christmas Cavalcade, and I don't have it. Wait, I have it here. This came out like this month, DC Universe Christmas, which has stories of, you know, as like a collection of different like Christmas stories in the DC, like, you know, universe, right? So look forward to those